Hi everyone and welcome to my channel. My name is Yana and today I will be doing part 2 of answering your questions in relation to nursing and also some aspects of my life. So basically, if you haven't watched part 1, I will leave for you the video in the description box below. I have touched on some questions there in relation to salary, opportunities for nurses in different fields, how to make money even if you are not a nurse, not sponsored or anything like that, just my own experience. And then I have shared some things there in terms of my current ward where I'm in and what I think about it, how I feel. So if you want to watch that video, it's down in the description box below. So now I am doing part 2 and I have a couple of questions that I have written here so I won't forget and I won't drift away. For those of you who are new to my channel, my name is Yana. I am one of the registered nurses here in Queensland, state of Australia, and currently I work for Queensland Health in acute clinical area. It's my it's been 4 years of being a registered nurse, and all in total, from me starting AAN positions and then progressing to enrolled nursing, it's been nearly 8 years, so since 2018. Yeah, it's been a long time. Can't believe how fast the time is going. So anyway, this format of the video is going to be very relaxed, very talkative, same as we've done in part 1. I don't want to sound or look too official, although I have dressed a little bit today. I just want to look presentable in my videos. So the first question that I have asked, my God, multiple times from you guys on my Instagram and here, and it's probably not very important, but I will highlight it anyway, my nails. So many of you have asked, especially I believe those ones who do nursing studies at the moment, nursing students, like, how come you have like long nails? Guys, these are the falsies. They are falsies, okay? It's a false press-on nails. They're not acrylic even nails. It's press-on nails. I can take them off anytime. I use high density stickers. So basically on Shein you can buy normal stickers that would last you maybe like 24 hours and then fall off, and then you can buy something that is more water resistant, if you can call it, and adhere a little bit stronger than the normal ones. The difference is like $1 or $2, whatever, but they do work a little bit better, and I use those ones, okay? I don't need these ones for more than a day. I usually put them on when I film the content, when I go out, if it's a girls' night, date night, or if I just want to feel pretty on my day off. I know that I don't have to do a lot of cleaning, because the more you wash your hands and deal with the different products, the less the time of you having them on, because they'll start to peel off. So for me, more than like a day, I don't really need them more than that. They look so pretty. I buy my nails from Kmart locally here, from Target. It's pretty much the same thing. Then you can also find some different brands in TK Maxx. Then I buy a lot from Shein. So what I do at home, I bought this thing which you can use for like your supplements and put your pills in it. And I just put one set of nails. It could be not just 10 nails for all fingers, but like the actual package of the nails into one box. It's quite deep, and I have like lots of different ones in there. And I like to reuse some of them. So I find that Kmart and Target, they have quite low grade, cheap kind of nails that even if you don't use the glue, which I don't, because glue damages my nail, even if you use stickers, when you peel it off, because the nails are very thin, it starts to deform from the edges here where the nail bed is, and you can't really reuse them much. So I found some sellers on Shein who sell nails that would be in a range of like $5, $6. They would be handmade and they would be thicker. There are some brands you can find for $3. They're not handmade, but they are thicker, and when you take them off, they don't get damaged from the edges. So yeah, I love those ones as well. Like I'll show you one, for example, here. This is one of those thick nails. You see how thick it is? It's really cool. And I also tried to buy something that would have like sparkles on it and stuff. They are thick as well, and they are, I think they were like in the range of $3 or something like that. It's so cute. I'll show you two of them. Like, they're all different, and they are quite thick and firm. I'll show you the thickness if you can see. So if you take them off, it's not gonna get damaged here. This is where it usually gets damaged, just at the nail bed. So yeah, guys, I don't wear these ones to work. This is how the stickers look like. Okay. So they are for different size of your finger. And yeah, that's pretty much it. So it looks very elegant, very neat, beautiful, and I love it. So that's in regards of my nails. I hope that answers your question, guys, because for infection control purposes, you don't want to wear these nails to work. Even if you use glue, you can't wear them to work if you use stickers, because literally after a couple of hand washes and just doing the ADLs with your patients, you will flip them off, you know, and bend it. Even if you use glue and it would stay longer, still the infection control, like the nurses who do infection control, they will find you, because you will get things gathering under your nails, because it will be always a gap. Some people do like gel curing base instead of glue, and they try to leave no bubbles, and it's like a pure contact between the nail and your between the false nail and your nail, so there is nothing will go in. But you don't want anyone breathing at your neck at the hospital, telling you like, oh, you shouldn't be wearing falsies, you know, to work. You shouldn't be wearing acrylic nails to work because of that. You don't want to be reported to the NAM and then have that conversation. It's just, it doesn't worth it, put it that way. So yeah, so that's in regards to the nails. The next question was, will I study again? Am I considering to do any studies? I remember I mentioned on my channel in one of my previous videos that I was thinking to do masters. I was thinking to do a postgrad diploma in assessment and training, because I was thinking to do CNCF, clinical nurse, clinical facilitator roles. But then I found out that you don't really need to do any certificate for CNCF position unless you want to teach at TAIF, which is the local college here. Then they would prefer you. Obviously, it's one of the requirements to have that certificate. But what's happening now with TAIF is that it used to be before easier for the teachers, because they would lock you in for 1 year of contract and then offer you the second year. So if you were willing to stay at the same campus, and let's say you took a subject of labs or anatomy and physiology, and you would like to teach the next year again, not necessarily the same subject, but maybe anything else within the program, now there is no guarantee that they will give you the second year. Before, I had teachers who would be staying from 1 year to the second year. Now, I don't know what happened exactly, but now teachers are actually struggling to find the new contract the next year. And one of those teachers was actually my law and ethics teacher, who I ended up working together with her and her husband. So she was my teacher at TAIF, and then she was my colleague. And she told me exactly the same thing, that yeah, there is a big struggle, and her husband have moved to New South Wales after that. So I don't think I will be thinking about going to teach at TAIF as I used to. I don't think this is a pathway for me at the moment, or if I will consider it. But maybe I will take masters, and the only way probably I would do that is through Queensland Health, because masters is very expensive. I was looking into masters in nurse practitioner. It's 29,000 just for 1.5 years. This is a lot. 29k to pay for a master's degree. Will it give you increase in salary? Yes, it will. How much are the NPs making now? Nurse practitioners 130, 150, I think max, unless you want to do rural. If you're rural, you will make a good money. But if you're here, you're looking at between 130 to 150 Ks a year. I could easily make 130 by just being RN at my hospital. Like really, I don't need to be NP for it. So when I look into doing masters to become NP, I'm looking at putting myself in another debt of 29K, and how many years it will take me to repay that debt. You know what I mean? So you will always need to give away your whole tax return to HACS, and maybe a little bit on the top of it if you want to pay it off. The second thing is, will I have a guarantee to have a position as a nurse practitioner somewhere locally where I don't have to travel too far? Because I hate being in traffic. Like literally, at the moment I live not too far from my hospital, and there is another hospital beside me just 10 minutes away. But there are reasons why I don't want to work in that one, and I prefer to be where I am now. But even my current hospital is only 25 minutes away from me, which is not too bad. If I ever want to switch to the one beside me, that would be even better. Like I can, if I want to. They would take me anytime, as any other nurse. I'm not special, you know. What I'm trying to say is that we have shortages in nursing staff across whole Australia, so any hospital will take you, literally, either in a casual pool or part-time, so no problem at all. But yeah, like, will I have actually a position promised for me as a nurse practitioner after I finish my studies? You know, I have to put my life again on hold for 1.5 years, be a full-time student, which technically now happens all online, but you will still need to do your practicals, obviously. So you need to make sure to have savings for that, because you won't be able to work during that time. And then when you will be due for assessments and stuff, or essays, you also will need to allocate time for that from your normal roster in order to submit them early on time, and also do a proper job, not a shitty job, you know, that will give you just a pass. You don't want to have just a pass. I know some people say, like, with the degrees, nobody looking at your grades, they're just looking whether you finished the whole degree itself. But it just gives you self-worth, and just like, you know, you will praise yourself for having like at least C's, D's, you know, not just a pass, you know, but at least credit or distinction for, you know, passing your essays or assessments. I mean, I don't know, I don't feel good if I have a pass. I had pass once in my life. I had once in my life pass when I was doing my bachelor, and it felt so bad. Like, I felt just bad, like less of a human. I felt so bad, especially when my other students had like credits and D's and HDs, and I had a pass. It was one of my first assessments, and then I had a D. I had a distinction for my second one, because most of the subjects you would have at least 1 or 2 essays to make, to do. And my first one was like so crappy, so crappy. I can't remember whether I was tired, or I just didn't put enough of effort, or I didn't like the subject. I can't remember what it was, because I was so bugged and so busy back then, because I was full-time student and I was working, and I honestly can't even remember like if I was paying full amount of my attention and time into some assessments and essay. But yeah, it was a pass. It was one pass, and it made me feel like shit, seriously. Maybe I'm too harsh on myself, I don't know, but it just feels much better when you have like better grade, you know, better outcomes. So yeah, so you need to look into all of that. Like, do I want to do this? Do I want to do this? I don't know. But if Queensland Health will offer it to us, covering 75% of it, I will take it. So there was one recently, a couple of months ago, but I was not qualified for it, because what they ask for NP, Masters in Nurse Practitioner, is 3 years of clinical nurse experience. 3 years of a registered nurse experience in a clinical field, and 2 years of continuous full-time position, or a permanent but like continuous, of a clinical nurse. in a clinical field as well. It has to be within the clinical, acute clinical. You can't just go to aged care and have it there. They want it to be all in clinical. And this is when it becomes hard, because in my hospital, most of the nurses who have permanent positions as clinical nurses, as CNs, they don't want to give it up unless they go on a maternity leave or they're switching hospitals or the countries. So they don't want to give it up, because having CN permanent position is perfect. It's increasing salary. You don't have to worry about doing any extra studies in the future, because that's it. You are permanent. Like, you are permanent. Each ward needs to have a certain amount of clinical nurses on board, and you need to have at least one clinical nurse per shift. At least one. We usually have 2 to 3 clinical nurses per shift, because they're more experienced nurses and things like that. So when someone has that position, they don't want to leave it. Therefore, it becomes really hard to get that position. And once something like that get advertised as a permanent CN position, my God, you would have like people fighting over it. So they will choose best out of best, okay? Someone who has more experience being as a registered nurse, someone who had maybe secondments like I am doing now, someone who has maybe additional postgrad certificates, someone who has done some achievements on awards, whatever. So they will literally pick the best out of the best, because they will have many people fighting for it pretty much. So for me to do Master's in Nurse Practitioner, if I want to get it through Queensland Health, and even other universities, they would still ask about the same thing. It's just the difference is with the outstanding university outside of Queensland Health, you will need to cover your whole cost through HACS or through your pocket money if you want to pay as you go. But with Queensland Health, they offer 75% covered for you. They pay for it, and then the rest, it's up to you whether you want to do HACS or you want to do pay as you go. If you pay as you go, then you can claim it through tax, some portion of it, just something for you guys to know. But if you do it through HACS, then you can't claim it through tax return. You can only claim any studies that help you to upgrade your professional growth that you pay from your pocket. Then you can claim through tax return. If it's through HACS, you can't claim HACS, or any other study loans, you can't claim it through tax. Only if you pay as you go, which is great. At least you have that option there. So yeah, I'm thinking if we will have something in different field, like 2 years ago we had masters in research offered to us, and one of the girls in my ward took it. I'm looking back now, I think I should have taken it back then, because back then I thought, like, research is not my thing, you know, I don't want to do it, I don't feel high interest in it. But it's still masters, like it's still masters, you know, it can open up some doors for you in the future, like to NUM positions. Even if it's research, it's still masters. It can open up for you doors and put you up front a little bit if you want to apply for NUM positions, or even like CN positions, even though they don't ask you to have masters to become a CN if you want to pick up a short contract. But if you have masters, you know, that's more credits to you basically. So now I'm like looking back and thinking, I should have taken it, because the requirements for that one were so easy. You didn't need to have any CN experience. They were just looking for, from my memory, I think only for someone who has 2 years of experience as a registered nurse, which I already had back then. So if something will roll in, like not masters in NP, but research or critical care or whatever, I probably will take it, as long as it gives me opportunity to step in easily without any stress of, you know, looking for position of CN for 2 years consistently or something like that. Then I probably will take it, because you're looking at, first of all, that masters will be cheaper a little bit. Masters of NP is more expensive. The other ones are a little bit cheaper, and if the government will cover 75%, then I'm looking into maybe like 8 to 10, 15 max, or 12,000 to pay from my pocket instead of like 29, which is better, which is much better. So yes, if I have something like this come into my opportunity list, then I will take it. Apart from any other studies, I don't know, I was looking into some postgrad certificates that can lead you to masters because they will take it as a credit when you progress to masters. But I think if I do additional studies, it's either going to be masters right away or maybe not at all. I don't know. That's just my thinking at now, currently. Maybe it will change in the future. I'm not sure, but yeah, we'll see. You know how it's always in nursing, like you have certain expectations and certain mindset now, but then the next year, the more you see in a field, the more you experience, the more you get to know, your mindset shifts. You know, there are new opportunities open up that you haven't heard of or didn't know about. So yeah, maybe something will change. I'm not sure. We will live, we will see, how my grandmother used to say. Okay, the next question is, what are my career growth plans? So yeah, well, it's probably a little bit related to the studies. Well, at the moment, as I said in my previous video, I'm just staying in medical assessment unit, see how I go until the end of this year. If they won't have a spot for me for the next year, if I want to extend it again, like pretty much I can extend it 3 by 3 months all the time until I decide not to. But also, by law, my unit cannot keep a spot for me more than a year. So here you can step away from your unit and take short contracts or secondments, whatever you want to call it, in different units for the duration of 1 year. If you want to stay longer than 1 year outside, there is no guarantee that your home ward will keep for you your spot still for you to come back. So you have to be mindful of that, unless you want to make some sort of agreement with UNAM or something like that. But usually the common law is they can keep a spot for you for 1 year. After that, they have to ask you again and just talk to you and see what you want to do, what your plans are you planning to come in back or not. So I have time now from last July till next July, because this is where I started in this unit, in this new unit on July. So I have time from July to July, so I have to make up my mind and see. But again, it will depend also, will they have a spot for me next year when I speak to my NAM, and see how I go by the end of this year, if I still like it. Maybe if I go back again to my unit, if they don't have a spot for me, maybe I will think about other opportunities doing secondments somewhere else, maybe like ED. I had one of the girls who work with me, she took a short contract for 5 months in ICU, so she's actually doing modules. So when you take a short contract, it was a relief, a short contract. I think someone was going away for half a year or something like that, and they were looking for someone to come for 5 months. So what happens to those people who go to somewhere acute, like critical, I would say, like ICU, and you have never had any experience working in ICU, they can still approve you. They approved her very easily, and she only has experience in community and general medicine like me. We were working on the same ward. So what they do is, after they approve you, you start from the beginning of the contract that they need you to start, right? But when you start there, they don't just leave you on the floor like that. First of all, you will have supernumerary shifts. I think like they give you from 3 shifts, sometimes to 5, depending how you cope. So you will be just, first you will be shadowing someone, then the next shift you will be getting involved a little bit more in the routine, but still you will have that second nurse with you, guiding you and helping you, and you know, just being there with you the whole shift. Then the next day you will try to do a little bit more, maybe take initiation of having like a full load of the patient, and that nurse is just literally shadowing you now, and just like correcting you and things like that. And then after that, you will be on your own. You still can ask questions everywhere. You will have maybe someone coming and checking on you every now and then. But with that, you also will have some modules to go to. So she said she had, I can't remember how many modules, but she had a number of modules that she will be doing while she's working in ICU. So you're not a student, you're not a grad, because she already has experience in general medicine. So you, none of those. You are a new, unexperienced nurse in terms of ICU settings, if that makes sense. So you still will need to do some modules just to understand how ICU works, what common medications they use there, what the protocols are for those medications, and some other protocols related to the cares of the patients in an ICU settings. So you will still get your salary. Your salary would be still normal salary as any other nurse who works in ICU. Apart, the difference would be how many years of experience the other nurses have, because our experience grows, as I mentioned for you before, in nursing field. Doesn't matter where you go, which ward you work in, your salary grows every single year by like almost $2. So you will still be put on a ward winning wages, whatever they call it. So you will still be getting the wages that are set up by the government, but you will just need to study a little bit while you work, so you could like learn more and be safe and know what you're doing pretty much, if that makes sense. So she took that contract for 5 months, and she really loved it. She's enjoying it. So I want to ask her how it's been now. I think the last time I spoke to her was nearly a month ago. I haven't seen her yet. Maybe I'll just text her and see how she's going and if she's planning to stay, how she's experiencing. Is it much heavier than other places that she's been to, you know, and yeah, like, is it stressful or is she coping okay? But anyway, yeah, so maybe I will do something similar if I go back. Maybe I will go to different wards and just try something else. I don't know. I will see. Opportunities are always coming up in nursing. You never know. We always have different job advertisements sent to us by email, because before they put something to Smart Jobs, they always send it to us by emails. And we have also portal. There is a special portal that only us Queensland Health employees have access to. So before the things go viral on Smart Jobs, we first will receive emails within us and then the portal. So we have like the first hands-on and the first chance to apply, and then it goes viral for everyone else who can see this from other hospitals if they want to come and work in our hospitals. But first they advertise within the hospital, because they want to support and empower just employment within the hospital for people to move, because we already know the policies and procedures. We're aware of the culture of the hospital, you know, the managements as well, you know, the team, the colleagues, everything. So it's easier for them to have their own staff moving around, because you don't have to train them as much, rather than taking someone from elsewhere, if that makes sense, especially if it's someone who's coming from the community, not from the clinical area. Which is a smart thing to do, to be honest. It saves them time, and it's safe. It's safe as well. And the last question here, you guys, I thought I will answer it here, because I promised you guys that I will answer some things related to my life. So this is the question that a lot of you ask, and I think it's coming mainly, obviously, from the male side. If I'm single, and how is my dating life going? So I try not to talk much about dating, because I feel like if I start talking about dating, I will probably curse the whole mankind, because dating these days is so stressful, honestly. I don't know what happened to men, and I don't want to offend anyone out there from the male side of my YouTube subscribers, but guys, tell me what happened to dating. Like, seriously, I want guys to answer this. If you're watching this video, what happened to dating? What happened to men? It's like, it used to be a nice gentleman approach towards dating. They would give flowers to the girls, invite them to nice places, being consistent, honest, loyal. Now it's like, I don't know, man is just like fooling around and stuff. And this is one of the reasons I stay single, because it's hard to date. And I think the older I become, the more my standards grow. And they grow not because I want to be spoiled and I'm a spoiled brat, but because I am very hard on myself when it comes to my own standards, my own boundaries, my life progression. in terms of my self growth, my career, my studies, my body, the way I look, the way I care about myself. I'm very hard on myself, believe it or not. So for me to date someone, I need to date someone who is equal to me or better. That means I want someone who has a higher education like me. I have 2 universities and I'm extremely proud of that, because I know what it's like to finish university, especially when you live in a foreign country and you study clinicals in a language that is not your native. It's hard, like being in a medical field and speak English, which is not your native language, is not easy. There were a lot of terms that I did not know the meaning of, and I needed to research. I needed to learn how to write academical essays. I needed to pass academical English tests. All of that was stressful. It was a lot of hard emotional work. It was mental labor, and it was financial contributions as well, because those tests are not easy. To support yourself while you're a full-time student, work and pay all your bills is not easy as well. So when I choose a partner, I want him to have high education, because I know that with that I will get not just a smart person, but also a person who knows what discipline is, because committing to something long term and succeeding in it takes not just hard work but also discipline. Then I want someone who is financially stable like me, or higher, preferably higher, because if anything happens to me and my job can be physically demanding, I want my husband to be there as my source of support if anything happens, and vice versa. So I also want him to be financially stable and successful, because I want us to share a similar lifestyle, because I date for a lifestyle. I don't date just because I'm crazy, madly falling in love with someone and we have like a crazy, amazing chemistry, which is important as well. But this is not the main priority for me. For me, the bigger priority is his lifestyle. Because if he's not financially, let's say, stable, or he earns below me, when it comes to sharing expenses, when it comes to traveling, we always will be on different levels. And it's either going to be me always paying for him because he will not have enough, or he will not be able to enjoy the same type of vacation and the same level of vacation that I can afford for myself, because he just simply can't. And he will resent me for that. With time, he will resent me for that and start to hate the fact that he's not there and I'm there, and we can't meet in between unless I pay for him or he just doesn't go with me, to wherever I'm going. So for me, it's important. And then also lifestyle in terms of what does person do apart from work? Do they play sport? Do they educate themselves? It doesn't have to be like doing courses and paying somewhere for courses, but it still would be great, because within my field, I go at least to 5 or 6 workshops, plus different trainings to that, in addition to that, every single year. I pick it by myself because I want to. Like this year, I have 5 workshops. I have 3 workshops in October now. They fell into 1 month because 2 of them were cancelled from the previous months, and they happened to be all scheduled for 1 month. But usually I have workshop every like 2nd, 3rd month. So stretch it all throughout the year, every single year. In the beginning of the year, I look at the workshops that the Queensland Health offers for us for that upcoming year, and I book it in advance. I let my NUMS to approve it for me, and I educate myself. I pick the workshops that are relevant to the work that I'm working in, to the things that I do, or if I want to learn something new. All of this is for free within the Queensland Health system. All what you need to do is just basically have a desire to go and study something. So if I do this for myself, I want my partner to educate himself as well, whether it's within his career or within his private life. It could be books, it could be documentaries that he reads to, it could be community groups that he goes to, some interest, groups, sports, things like that, hobbies, some interesting hobbies that stimulate his brain, and just his thinking and things like that. So I look at those things because I find that people who do that and have that sort of lifestyle, they are interested to talk to, they are open-minded. You can always find different topics to discuss with them. It uplifts you uplift them, they uplift you, you exchange the information, and it's just, you have true joy talking to those people and just spending time with them. You learn from each other. It's beneficial. You don't just waste your time. It's actually beneficial. So I apply this to my friends as well, not just to the partners. I apply exactly the same thing to my friends. My friends are pretty much, most of them, except my current friend now, who I meet outside of work. She's a nurse, but my other friends, they are all in different areas. One of my friends, she's a psychologist. Another one, she works in IVF. She's a biologist. My other friend, she is financial advisor. My other one, she works with finances and purchases in mining. So like I have really good friends in different areas. And my other friend, she's a social worker. Another one, she's doing visas and she works in HR. So they all in different areas, and I find so interesting to deal with them in a way like of friendship, because we advise each other things from different fields. Like me, I advise them things from medical point of view within my scope of practice. They advise me things from their point of view, from their fields. It's amazing. It's really nice. I feel like my connections and my time that I spend with them is fulfilling to me, and I hope they feel the same way for themselves. So when it comes to dating, I look at those things, and then I also look at consistency. And I find that these days, dating, the reason why I asked a while ago, like, what's happening to dating, I find that a lot of men are not financially stable. It's crazy. They ask me like, oh, so you live alone, you don't share, and they get surprised when they hear me saying, yeah, like I rent a house of 3 bedrooms. I can afford it to do it by myself, plus to pay all my bills and things like that. And when they hear this, they are like, oh, and like you don't share, you live by yourself? Like I say, yeah. And they share. They live in an apartment of with another guy or with another 2 guys, so like all together. And they would be grown people like me in their 40s and mid-40s even, like, and they would be still sharing. And I was like, dude, like, what were you doing wrong in your life to live like that? And you get so surprised and almost envy me for doing it better than you. I mean, like, if I could do it, why couldn't you do it? Like, what did you do wrong in your life not being able to do it? And I don't want to be like hardly judging everyone. Obviously people have different situations in their life, but the majority of men that I see still sharing accommodations in their like mid-40s is upsetting. Like, it's very disappointing. It's not attractive at all, because by nature we women look for a provider type of man. Even though we are successful financially, can afford everything, we still would need a man who would be a provider type, who has things together in his life, you know, who is stable, who is reliable. Otherwise, why would we need you in our life if you don't bring any benefit to us, any bonus, anything positive? Like, why are we struggling? Like, if I speak about myself, am I struggling? No. So if I want someone, they have to bring some sort of a value to my life, because if you're not bringing value, then you're gonna take from me what you are lacking. Why? I'm not a charity shop. Like, I'm not a charity shop to build someone, you know, and help them to get better in their life. So yeah, I've seen so many men, unfortunately, they just like financially struggling, they can't even support themselves. And this is when it comes 50-50 type of mentality, when they can't even afford a date with you. They take you on a date and they can't even pay the bill. And I'm not talking about high bills. I'm talking about bills of $100, $150 for a dinner. You know, they can't pay that. They would want to share the bill with you because they can barely support themselves because they live in a survival mode. And I just see this, and it's disgusting. It's absolutely disgusting. It's disrespectful to me to even go to meet such men, because I have to get myself ready. I have to do it on my day off when I could do any other things for myself, but I am prepping myself, I am driving, I am meeting that person, I'm taking a couple of hours of my day to meet the person, then to face that. Something that not even suited my lifestyle. And then consistency. This is another big issue that I find in dating at the moment, and which is why it just turns me off from dating in general. A lot of men, they are inconsistent. They either hot and cold, they are still figuring things out. I mean, like, man, if you're still figuring it out in your 40s, I mean, if you haven't figured it out until now, what are the chances that you will figure it out later? I was like, something is not all right, you know? Most of the time, like, they're not stupid. They know what they want. It's just they play the game, you know? So then they don't take any responsibility. So you have no reasons to blame them, because from the beginning, he's like, oh, I'm still figuring it out. I don't know what I want. You know, when I find it, I will tell you. But they are time wasters, literally. And to me, it's just like a big turn off. And inconsistency itself, when they appear and then disappear. I had a example that is recent. So I went on a date with a guy. He's an engineer working fly in, fly out. He's 9 days there, 5 days here. And he was in a long relationship, 8 years, with one of the girls here, local girls. And yeah, and then they split up because, well, allegedly he said that she cheated on him. I don't know whether it's true or not. A lot of men, I found that they lie a lot, and you have to pay attention to what they say about their ex-partners, because if they start to say something bad and nasty, that's just a very big red flag. So yeah, he didn't speak about her nasty or anything like that. He just said that she cheated on him. And I assume maybe it was due to him, you know, working all the time. That was my first thought, because not fly-in, fly-out jobs, they are not for everyone. Some partners can't handle it, but I mean, like, it comes to your integrity and how respectful you are, you know, to walk away with respect and pride, or to cheat, you know what I mean? But I'm not gonna judge them for that. That's their own business. But that's what he said. And he's been alone for 8 months, and then he decided to go on dating apps and date. So I met him. I went with him on the date. The first thing that he lied about was his height. So I am 172. He was 175. From his words, but when we met, he turned out to be like even a little bit shorter than me, but maybe like a centimeter or two, but I can visually see it. I didn't say anything. I just, you know, didn't want to be rude. He was quite generous. We had a nice dinner and everything. He paid for everything. You know, he wasn't showing any signs of 50-50 kind of guy, which was respectful. So I went on a couple of dates with him, and then on a second date, he was like asking me about work, and then in between the words, I said that I'm gonna have my holiday leave. I applied for 3 weeks of leave in November, and he was like, what would you like to do? And I said, well, I haven't planned anything yet, but my main purpose was because I haven't had leave for more than a year now. I just wanted to settle down, you know, rest, breathe, and just like do things around my house as well, things that I need to be done that I haven't done in a while, you know, and just relax my mind. But I said, in a perfect scenario, I would want to go back again to Bali, and maybe I will go to Bali, but I didn't 100% plan yet. And he was like, oh, can I be your number one plus one? Like, can I go with you on a second date? And I'm like, I said, well, I haven't planned it yet, but I mean, like I said, we'll see how we go. You know, if we still date and we like each other and everything until November, then yeah, why not? And then after second date, before we went on the third one, we were obviously talking by messages and stuff like that. He said to me, like, I would want to do a long weekend with you. Let's just go somewhere on a long weekend, either Gold Coast or Sunny Coast, do a road trip, rent a hotel, whatever. And I said, yeah, that sounds nice. So we went on a third date. It went well. We had fun. We had a brunch together. We spent like half a day together. And then it was one of his times to go, you know, for his 9 days. And then towards the end of his 9 days of his work of rural, where he goes, I think it was like 2 days before he's coming back, we supposed to meet. You know, obviously, because we would meet like every time he's here for 5 days. And I said to him, what would you like to do? And he was like, well, like, we can discuss this, you know, like when I come. And he was like, let's meet on Tuesday. And I said, yeah, sure. And then I said, like, is there a specific time, or like, do you have something in mind? And then I said, what about we do a road trip? You know, like you said, you offered before that you wanted to do like a long weekend or something. And then he was like, what is this? He was like, what is this? Like, why you want to do a road trip now? And he was like, I actually thought we can do it in December. I can't do it this week. You know, we can do it in December. And I'm like, December? I was like, I didn't know that when you offered a road trip, you offered like 2 months in advance. I was like, does anyone do that? Maybe we won't be even dating like after 2 months. And he was like, why are you making it so complicated? He was like, dating should be easy. And I said to him, yeah, I agree, dating should be easy, but I am going off your offers and I'm just like asking you if you wanted to do it. And I said like, what's wrong with the road trip? Like, even if we don't rent, I thought first maybe he doesn't want to spend money on a hotel, but like, he's an engineer, he's been working 20 years in rural, you know, in mining. He has really good salary, like paying for a one-night hotel shouldn't be a problem for him at all. But even if like drop the hotel, what is wrong with the road trip itself? Just to leave early morning, go to Sunny Coast or to Gold Coast, which is like 1.5 hours to Gold Coast for me, just like go there and come back at evening, or even like stay over at my place or at his place. We don't have to rent a hotel, like what's the problem? But he made it to seem to be a problem, you know, like I was just catching him on his words that he offered something and then he didn't want to do it, you know. And then I said to him like, I am a type of person who actually likes to plan ahead. Like, I know you want to meet me on Tuesday, but I just want to know what we're going to do. I don't want to just go to another brunch or another dinner, you know, and then spend the evening like at home or something. I actually want to have like a full-on day with you. I want to do some sort of activity. I said to him, like, I love beaches, I love picnics, I love galleries or some sort of events, you know, exhibitions, things like that. I said we can go to movies. Like, I want to actually do something with you where I can experience doing something with you, not just sitting across each other at the table and eating food and having drinks, which we were doing in the past 3 dates. So I said, like, I want to do some sort of activities. And he turned it against me, like I wanted something out of ordinary. And first I didn't like the way he spoke. He was biting back. He was like very defensive and biting back. But he was really super nice and sweet with me before, and just like literally gifted me the whole world in my hands, you know. And then it was just like that. Was he going to maybe end the dating phase with me, and that's why he was behaving like that? Maybe. But again, he had no courage to express it politely. If I wouldn't bring this road trip, he was still going to meet me on Tuesday. Like, that was initial plan anyway, you know. And he was super sweet again before then, so we would still meet. The only thing, we probably would meet again for a dinner or brunch. So I didn't like that. I didn't like the way he spoke. I didn't like the way he was like getting defensive. I didn't like how he didn't want to share my perspective on how to spend time together, because for me, you know, there are like 5 languages of love, right? Touch, time together, you know, acts of service and stuff. For me, it's time together. For me, the first one is time together, then goes acts of service and touch, or touch and acts of service, like both of them pretty much on one spot for me. But the first one is time together. I truly enjoy spending time together with someone who I'm interested and attracted to. So for me, it's very important. And he didn't want to pay attention to the ways I like to spend time together. He didn't want to even discuss it and see which ones he liked of my ideas and which ones he would want to do this weekend. All what he wanted to do, just spontaneously plan something, you know, and do it on his terms. And I said to him, I'm sorry, but this is not how I do dating. This is not how I live my days off. Because when he comes here and he has his 5 days off, for me, it's my normal working week, because he comes on Monday night and leaves on Sunday. So he comes literally for a week of my work, because it's my working days. And I'm a shift worker, which means I have to accommodate my time with him around my shift work. And sometimes it's hard if I have like night shifts on that week, falling on that week. So I have to sacrifice my time, maybe sleep a little bit less, then go see him so I could spend time with him. So for me, a good quality time would be beneficial rather than something spontaneous that I don't even know what we're doing. I want to be part of it. I want to decide together what we're doing. I don't want to be a part of spontaneous idea of someone, you know, and what if I won't like that idea? Sometimes being spontaneous is nice. Like, I don't think it's something bad. But also, I want to, in a first stages of dating, I want to discuss what we like to do together and which of the activities we will pick to do actually, where we can enjoy together. And he was not giving me that opportunity. He was very defensive, which also gave me an idea that he's manipulated, because he made me feel guilty for trying to explain to him the obvious basic things that comes to dating. He made me feel guilty. I caught myself feeling that, and I was like, why am I feeling guilty? Like, for what exactly? You know, so he is a manipulator. This is what I understood for myself. And I don't think he was a nice person, because he was only nice when it was on his terms. Whenever the situation was coming out of his picture or his way of seeing it, he was becoming defensive and like manipulative. And also, he can't handle confrontations, if you can call it like this. We didn't have a fight or anything. It was still like within the manners. The conversation was very mannered and, you know, polite and nice. We weren't rude to each other or abrupt or anything like that. I just found that he was like biting back, you know. But I've also noticed that there is no way to have a proper healthy conversation with him. And after that, he just disappeared. So like he left me hanging there, like after that. So I said to him in the end, I was still polite. I said, no worries, like enjoy your rest. He was like, when I come home from my 9 days of work, I need to have my rest. This is my priority, and only then I can plan anything else. And I was like, yeah, fair enough. Like, that's fine. I understand. You're working really hard, 9 days straight. It's not a joke. It's not a joke. It's hard. I understand. And I also understand that when you come, you need rest, which is fine. It's just, I have a little bit different perspective for myself, and the way I spend my time for myself, even when I don't meet anyone, I love to have it to the fullest if I can, go out by myself or meet my friends. I like to plan in advance. If it's something that is not your lifestyle, that's fine, that's okay. I just don't want to be someone else's backup plan when he has a time then to come to see me. That's just disrespectful and humiliating towards myself. This is how I see it. So I said to him, that's okay, fair enough, have your rest, enjoy it. And he just disappeared. So to me, it shows that he's immature as well. not just that he can't maintain the healthy conversation and to discuss things in a healthy way, he also disappears after that. To me, it's a behavior of immature man or boy, not even a man. It's a behavior of immature boy, because men should not behave like that. You know, I don't behave like that towards other people. I'm a very good communicator, and sometimes, yes, I may overreact. I'm a woman, and it's something that I'm not really proud of. I try to work on it, how to act instead of react, and I'm working on it, but I'm still trying to be respectful towards other people, and I communicate my desires and my concerns clearly. And even like my previous partner, he liked that aspect in me, because he said, I don't need to guess anything with you, because whenever you need something or you don't like something, you just tell me and it's clear for me, and I don't have to read your mind, guess you, you know, and walk on eggshells. Like, it was a pure communication, clear communication between us, and I'm like that with everyone. And when I saw that this person liking that, I was like, no, that's a big red flag amongst the other red flags. So yeah, like, I'm really picky when it comes to dating. This was my last experience, and I think the older I become, the more I become picky when it comes to who I let into my life, and if that person actually has any benefit to my life, because I don't want to waste my free time of work on someone who doesn't deserve it. I don't want to give away my energy for free to someone who doesn't deserve it. I want to equal exchange. You know, I want to receive nice things towards me as well, the same as I give away. I just want to equal exchange. I want to be respectful, and it's really hard to find these days. Like, I find that men just forgot how to be gentlemen. They forgot basic things of respect, honesty, being genuine, be having a mind of a provider. They all in a survival, not all, but a lot of them in a survival mode. And I'm talking about dating apps. Of course, there are other people out there who are not on dating apps. There are maybe nice people, but honestly, like, dating apps, and I've tried meetup clubs in the past. I've tried speed dating as well. I just don't like it. I don't know. It's just, I can't find good men there. I can't. And some people would say, like, you know, sometimes maybe you can give chance to an ugly man, and by ugly I mean someone who is not that good looking but financially stable, you know, have everything sorted in his life, you know. But honestly, like, no. Why would I do that? You know, ugly men will resent you for being beautiful. They will always, because of their insecurities, be afraid of you cheating on them, or other men, you know, picking you up outside, or you finding someone better than them, and they will literally hate you. They might not show it in the beginning. They might show some in admiration of you in the beginning, but with the time, they will resent you for your beauty, for your success, and their insecurities will start to kick in real hard, because they will be always scared that someone will take you away one day, someone better than them. Because remember, they have these insecurities inside of them, that they're not good looking, they're not good person, whatever, you know, unless they're really rich and they know that they can buy everything with money. But that's different case. You know, I don't have those type of men in my circle, and I don't wish to have, because I have my own money. I don't need that, really. If I ever want to meet a partner, I want them to have those qualities that I mentioned in the beginning, and I also want them to be physically attractive to me, because to me physical attraction is important as well. Like, I would not go with someone who I don't have any attraction to or chemistry. Although it's not the main priority, but still I want the person to be attractive to me. I want them to be clean teeth, clean nails, shaved, have a fresh haircut regularly, you know, dress nice, smell nice, not to smoke, drink maybe occasionally, not every day, like some Aussie man likes to drink like box of beer every single day and then have a beer belly. Ugh. Like, no. no. So yeah, no, I haven't met anyone that would fit into that category. Maybe one day, I don't know. I'm not losing hope, but also I am not in a position where I really need a man in my life. Like, my life is pretty full on, it's beautiful. I enjoy my time alone. I enjoy my time to go out alone, same as I enjoy it with my friends. I never have problems spending time outside alone, going to different events, movies, restaurants. I can easily take myself for dinner or lunch alone and not feel awkward when I'm sitting at the table alone. If I want to, like these days, going out alone has been normalized already for some time. Nobody will even look at you weird that you're not having a pair with you. And at the same time, I enjoy my time with my friends as well. Like, my life is interesting. It's beautiful. I have no problem at all. We come to this world alone. We die alone, you know, so not having a partner is not a death sentence. But if I want to let someone into my life, that person has to be suitable for me, you know, and tick the boxes in my list. And we all have rights to have those boxes. And this is something I want to say to the ladies who watch me here. If any man blames you for having standards, for having a list of things that you look in partner, just tell them to piss off, seriously, because nobody can blame you for that. This is your right to choose for yourself the person who is suitable for you. It's the same as when the employers choose for an employee. Do they just pick anyone from the street? No, this is why they have interviews. Then they have some sort of team gaming and testing and assessments that you have to do as a team, so they could observe you and choose the best. You have to prep your resume, you have to prep your cover letter, convincing them and proving that you're worthy of them hiring you. And then after you will be accepted to the position, they still give you a probation period to see if actually you are still doing good on the job itself. So can you imagine if employers choosing employees by that way? Here you are letting a complete stranger from the street into your life. Wouldn't you be cautious and choosing best out of the best to be your companion and your partner in life? I don't think I have to answer that question for you. I think you know the answer. So never let anyone blame you for choosing the best for yourself, and never feel guilty for being successful just because you're not successful the same as they are. It's your right. You worked hard for your success. Be proud of it, about who you are and where you are, and keep just going forward. It doesn't matter what other men tell you or blame you or how to try to put you down. That's just their insecurities and their jealousy speaking them, because they can't get you. So yeah, don't let anyone to put you down. Anyway, this video now is super long, it's like 1 hour, but I hope you enjoyed it as well. In my next video, I will answer one of the questions by you guys. It's the question was what I like and what I dislike in my nursing job, in my nursing profession. I thought that it's quite a broad question, and I probably will do a separate video for it rather than just adding it to the questions in video like this one, because there are a lot of things that I want to cover within that question. So that would be my next video for you guys. I want to share with you according to my experience now for being in this field for several years, starting as AAN and progressing to registered nurse. I want to share with you guys what I've seen throughout these years and what I like and what I dislike now in nursing profession. So I hope this will be interesting for you as well to listen to. Until then, I will see you in my next videos. If you enjoy this content, please subscribe to my channel and put the thumbs up, and I will see you in my next videos. Bye.